everyone, welcome to this week's session. I hope everyone is feeling well and healthy, ready to get moving. Today's session is going to be a mindful session. So by that I mean just simply awareness of the body, of everything that we're doing. So of course I promote mindfulness throughout all of our practices. But today that is going to be the specific focus. Simply being in tune with the breath and with the body. And if you find yourself being distracted, if there's voices around, if there's other random sounds around, I wouldn't say that you should ignore those. I would say that you should acknowledge that those are there, but affirm for yourself that those are not going to hinder your practice today. So yeah, with that being said, we're going to start off as usual, of course, because this is a mindful practice especially. We're going to start off in our seated position, simply becoming aware of our space. So as we become aware of our space, we just acknowledge where we are, the space that we're in. Acknowledging that we are here, saying I am here in this space. By doing this, we bring our minds here instead of it being somewhere else, at work, at school, someone else's house, at the mall. We are here. So your body and your mind is here. And then bringing the mind into the body, scanning through the body, making sure that the body is relaxed, from the top of the head all the way down through the head, the neck, the shoulders, the arms, the torso, the hips, the legs, and down into the feet. Just completely relaxed. And once we've made sure that we're relaxed through the body, we come to the breath. First acknowledging the breath, feeling how we're breathing, not placing any judgment, just being aware of the breath. From here we set our intention for the practice. Maybe your intention is to acquire mindfulness here and in other places in your life. The ability to be present, because now is truly the only moment that exists. And then from here we come back to the breath and we start to breathe deeply now, expanding through the belly as we inhale, and as we exhale we allow the belly to come back in towards the spine, pushing it in towards the spine. Taking deep breaths in and out. Activating through the Ujjayi breath if you're familiar. And then here we just start off by rolling through the neck. And I think this is a great place to start, especially if we are trying to be mindful. Feeling through each part of the neck, feeling how the head moves around, feeling how the stretch maybe goes into your shoulders from here. Breathing. Change directions with the head. And then bring the head back to center, roll through the shoulders. Feeling the stretch that you're getting out of the shoulders. Releasing the tension that you're holding in your shoulders. Change directions with the shoulders. Bringing the hands to the sides. Inhale, arms up. Interlacing all the fingers except for the index finger. Growing tall, tall, tall. Imagine someone's pulling on your index fingers. Lengthening through the spine. Breathing. And then when we release the right hand behind the back, grabbing onto the elbow with the left hand, just to get a nice stretch through the triceps. Breathing. And then quickly we swap sides. Breathing. And again, growing tall. This time we release the hand down and we stretch through the body, through the side body, looking up from under the armpit. So I don't want your chest falling down. I don't want your head, your arm over the head, or rather covering your face. All the way up, looking up from under the armpits. If you were out in the sun, you'd have the sun in your face. Breathing. And then now we can close off, feeling the stretch through the back. Slightly come forward to the center and then come up. Inhale, arms come back up. Exhale, release the other hand. Once again, opening through the chest, looking up from under the armpits. Breathing. Taking deep breaths, enjoying the breath. Enjoying the stretch. And then we come over, closing off the chest, coming to the center in front of you, and then coming up. Now we're going to come up onto our toes. So you're going to be sitting up on your toes. I hope you can see that I'm sitting up on my toes. Sitting up on your toes. And then again, we're going to stretch the arms. So inhale, arms come up. Reaching the arms up. Again, imagine someone's pulling on the fingers. Feel the stretch through the back, through the torso. Breathing, interlacing all the fingers now, bring them behind the head. Keep your balance. Bring the head back just slightly so you feel the stretch through the shoulders. And then bring the arms back up. Now we're going to open up through the knees, keeping the feet together. So if you can, bring the soles of the feet to touch. Look straight in front of you. Find your drishti. Find your point to stare at that is going to stabilize you. Help you keep your focus. So balancing poses are related to mindfulness, because really the main thing that we need to balance is focus. When the mind starts to wander, we start to lose our balance. So if you can find your focus on your breath and your focus on your drishti, you'll be good. So staying up on the toes, you're going to bring the knees back together. And if you can come down onto the heels of the feet if you like. If you can, you're going to come all the way to standing on your toes. Release the arms down. If you can maintain your pistol grip, then do so. And then release the heels. Grab onto the opposite elbows. And then just sway side to side here. Releasing the head, releasing the back. Giving yourself some time to breathe. Feel how the swaying side to side affects the different sides of the body. Or maybe it doesn't affect the different sides of the body much. Feeling the release through the head. Feel your head heavy between your arms. Breathing. Bringing some relaxing energy into the body. And then you can relax the hands down, walking through the feet just to release through the backs of the legs slightly. We won't stay here for long. Taking some nice deep breaths. At this stage, if you're not already sideways on your mat, I would suggest that you go sideways on your mat. I'm going to continue facing you. Inhale, come up halfway, flat back. Exhale, come down, and then inhale, arms come all the way up overhead. Exhale, hands come down to your heart. Take a breath here. Standing up tall and proud. We're going to come into our balancing pose, into our tree pose. So you have three options. Either your toes can be resting on the floor, helping you balance, or you're going to bring the foot up to the calf here, or you can come all the way up with the foot to the inner thigh. And then we're going to have our hands at our heart. Breathing. Inhale, arms come up into your growing tree, arms up overhead. Taking some deep breaths. And at this stage, I'm going to turn so you can see what I'm doing from the side. Stay in your growing tree or in your grown tree. And then you're going to release the hands, come down to your heart. The knee comes forward. Grab the foot with the same hand. Come back with the foot, and the other hand comes forward. You can have the front hand in a mudra if you'd like, into your dancer pose. So here we're really pulling the knee up as high as it can go, pushing into the hand with the foot, and pulling the foot forward with the hand. You should feel something in your thigh. Breathe here. And then inhale, come up. Grab the foot with the other hand, pull it in towards your bum. Again, feeling something through your thigh. Breathing. And then release. So that was just a simple two-pose thing. We're going to do the other side now. So you know your options with the foot. Having your foot where you need, hands at the heart at first. Breathing. And then we straighten the arms all the way up into our growing tree. So something as simple as just straightening the arms can cause you to lose your balance. So this is why we need our drishti. And we need our focus. Breathing. Stay strong in the grounded foot. If you'd like, you can imagine roots growing out from your foot, helping you stay strong and balanced. Bring the knee forward, the hands come down to your heart. Grabbing the foot with the same hand, other hand comes forward, and the foot comes back into your dancer. Taking some deep breaths. Find your drishti. Focusing on the breath. And then we inhale, come up with the arm, and then we grab the foot with the other hand. Pull the foot in. Just so we feel a nice stretch through the thigh. Breathing. And then we can release the leg. Bring your feet to about a mat width apart. It's going to be different for all of us. We're going to come down into our squat, our yogic squat. You use your elbows on the inner thighs to press the knees out away from each other. Make sure you're sitting up tall. Relax through the butt cheeks. Breathing. Feel a string pulling from the top of your head. I'm sure you noticed I like the string idea. So string here, pulling you from the top of your head, helping you sit up straight. And feel the bum coming down towards the ground. If your heels are not on the floor, that's okay. Just actively working the heels down. If you do this more and more often, your heels can eventually get there. But just do what you can. Feel through the breath, feel through the body. And then releasing the hands from the inside of the knees behind you. Sitting back onto the floor, straightening through the legs. Bring your one leg to the inner thigh. And then we're going to inhale, arms up, exhale into our forward fold. So here we activate through the front leg. The toes are pulling towards the shin. The head is reaching forward towards the foot. The back is straight. As I always say, when it comes to a forward fold, you always come in with a flat back. And then once you reach your stopping point, you don't round through the back. You just simply relax the head. So wherever your stopping point, that's all you have to do. Taking some deep breaths here. On our inhale, we roll the spine coming up. Bring the foot onto its sole on the inner thigh, and then we bring it out to the outsides of the knee. And then we're going to bring the same hand as the knee around behind the back. Inhale, other arm comes up, and exhale into your twist. So in your twist, you can either have the elbow on the other side of the knee, or you can simply hold onto the knee with that arm. Your choice. Make sure you're flexing through that front foot. Into your twist. Breathing. And then inhale, come forward once again. And now you're going to try to get your knee on top of the other knee. So now crossing through the legs, inhale, arms come up again, and exhale, folding again. So you'll feel this one feels very different from the other one, simply because we have our knee on top of the other knee. Just take deep breaths here, allowing the body to release and relax into the pose. Feel how just having your knee over the other knee makes a different effect on your back. The stretches through the back and the stretch through the back of the thigh and the back of the calf. And you'll feel intuitively that the back and the leg are actually connected. If you simply relax through the front foot, you'll feel a huge difference than if you flex through the front foot. And it'll come all the way through the back of the leg into the back. On your inhale, we're going to come up, and we're just going to do the other side. So we bring the foot to the inner thigh, flexing the front foot. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, folding forward over the front leg. And here you can already feel the difference. You can start to feel the difference between the stretch without the knee on top and with the knee on top. Taking some deep breaths here, making sure that you've elongated through the back. The back is as straight as it can be, simply with the head being relaxed. Taking deep breaths, enjoying the stretch through the back of the leg. And then on your inhale, we roll the spine coming up. Bring the foot onto its sole, and then we bring it to the other side of the knee. Bringing the hand behind us, inhale, arm up. Exhale, into our twist. So breathing here, sitting up tall. Flexing through the front foot once again. Looking behind you. And in a twist, it can often be a little bit difficult to breathe. Just make sure you're putting in that effort. Taking some deep breaths. And then inhale, untwist the body, bringing the knee over the other. Inhale, coming up with the arms. Exhale, folding over. And you can see with this one, I don't really reach for my foot. I sort of just allow the hands to lay next to the leg because it is a bit more intense. So just allowing yourself some leeway and just breathing. Taking some deep breaths, finding yourself here. And on your inhale, we roll the spine coming up, untwist or remove the leg from on top of the other. We did this I think last week. Bring the hands up under the bum. And then into our fish pose, so point the feet, puff out through the chest, release the head back and the shoulders come back. Breathing. And then exhale, release the spine, coming down onto the back. If your back is still feeling a bit tender, you can have the feet on the floor. Heels are out, toes pointing inward. The knees can be resting on top of one another, and then you just relax. So that can be a bit better for a tender back, especially since we've been doing these forward folds. But otherwise, if you feel comfortable enough, you can straighten the legs, or you can even come into your butterfly variation with the legs up open and the soles of the feet together. Otherwise, just laying here in your Shavasana. Doing a quick scan through the body from the top of the head all the way down to the toes, releasing and relaxing through the body. Once again, as we did at the beginning, making sure that you're not holding any unnecessary tension in the body. But this time, taking your time with it. It doesn't have to be a quick scan. It can be a nice slow scan. Analyze or releasing and relaxing through each and every part of the body, through each eyebrow, through each cheek, the jaws, through each shoulder, etc. When you get into the hands, relaxing and releasing through each finger, etc., etc. Just taking some time to relax through the body. And once you've relaxed through the body, we come to relax through the mind, and we do so by focusing on the present moment. And in this present moment, all that we are doing is laying on the floor and breathing. So we just bring our focus to the breath, feeling as the air comes in and out through the nostrils, and as the belly rises and falls with each breath. Just allowing the body to sink down into the floor, surrendering to gravity. If you're like me and you have your knees up but you feel a bit okay through the back, you can straighten through the legs, or you can keep your knees up if you like. If you find that the mind starts to wander, simply acknowledging that the mind has wandered and gently bringing it back to the breath. If you'd like to stay here for longer, please do. Otherwise, starting to wake up the body, wiggling through the fingers, wiggling through the toes, flopping the feet side to side and the head side to side. And then whenever you're ready, bringing up the knees, we turn over onto one side and we push ourselves up to seated. The weather has changed on us a little bit, or the sun has gone behind the clouds, but anyway, taking a moment. And then we bring the hands to the sides. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, hands come down to the heart. And again, inhale, arms up. Exhaling, hands come down to the heart. And then one last time, biggest breath, inhale, arms up. Filling up the lungs, and then we exhale, bring the hands down to the heart. Take some time to reflect back on the intention that you set. Maybe affirming the intention. And to thank yourself for dedicating this time to your mind and to your body. And I thank you for joining me. Namaste. Thank you again so much for joining me. I hope you guys really enjoyed this practice, really found your mindfulness. If you enjoyed this practice, please let me know by leaving a comment down below and by leaving a like and by subscribing. Remember that there's a new practice every week, and there is tons to choose from already. Thank you. Have a lovely week ahead, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.